There was once a father who gave a basket of apples to his son and said, "Go over the hill to our neighbor's house and give these to him." The boy took the basket and went happily on his way. But as he got to the top of the hill, he grew tired and wanted to rest. The apples were a tempting snack, and the boy thought, "If I eat one, our neighbor won't notice." There was a small piece of paper too in the basket with fancy markings on it, but the boy paid it no mind as he munched his apple. The boy couldn't read, and he didn't understand what were words on a paper. When he reached his destination, his neighbor was very grateful for the apples. He did take the piece of paper out and put his own markings on it too for the boy to take back. When he did, his father thanked him for completing his task, but shook his finger, saying he mustn't eat any of the apples. This had been going on for a few days, and the boy tried various methods to conceal his hilltop snack, but each time his father knew he had eaten one. How does he know? The boy asked himself. Maybe it had something to do with that small piece of paper that was also in the basket, which both his father and neighbor wrote on. Little did the boy know that it was indeed the paper, and if he only knew how to read, he would have known not to have eaten an apple. So is the story we tell in a Montessori classroom to introduce the power of language. Hello everyone! In today's Key Elementary presentation video, I will be showing you how to help your child in understanding the parts of speech in building sentences. Grammar is an important part of writing as it shows how each of the words work with one another and how each type of word plays a part in the meaning and construction of a sentence. In the Montessori method, grammar is taught at first using visual 3D symbols attributed to each of the 9 parts of speech. This visual cue is an excellent way to help a child recognize each word before moving on to sentence analysis and diagramming. Now, at home, you may not be able to afford or have access to the Montessori grammar materials that you might find in a classroom, but you can recreate your own symbols to use as well. Here I have done just with little cardstocky papers, and these are durable and strong enough for some good use. You can also invest in a grammar stencil if that is something you'd like to do. But building sentences with these different parts of speech and getting the children to understand how each word relates to another is super important and is something that is in fact undertaught unless your child happens to be learning a second language in which grammar will be taking place with them. So today I'm going to show you how to build the very basic starts of sentences using what is called the noun family. The noun family comprises primarily of the 3 grammar symbols. We have the black triangle, which is our noun. We have the dark blue triangle, which is the adjective. And we have the light blue triangle, which is the article. Now, I'm assuming that if you're getting to this part of sentence building, that you've already chosen to introduce the symbols in their 3D format with their little explanations. So we always introduce a noun first to a child. We actually introduce this whole noun family before we even get to verbs, simply because these represent concrete things, and the Montessori method always goes from the concrete to the abstract. So a noun is often shown as a black triangle to represent black rock or obsidian, which is kind of the first land bits that happened on Earth, and the adjective and article just fade in color and reduce in size to show that they belong to the same family. So when you're introducing this to your child, you want to make sure that you'll have whatever objects you'll want for your sentence building, which the cat is currently sitting on the objects that I have prepared for this video. Hey Gribs, do Do you mind? Gribs. You're not going to be my student for today. Hey, no thank you. No thank you. So we're just going to go through a couple of examples just using these three symbols. So ask your child, what is this? And your child might say, it's a block, it's a mega block. And the sentence that you have, of course, pre-prepared is the blue block. And you say to your child, which of these words is the thing? Which one's the noun? And they might point to the block and you say, okay, block. Block is the thing. Where is the noun in this sentence? And they might point to this word, or you can give them the noun symbol and they place it above like that. Now we can say this block is a color, and a color is describing what the block is. So we say that this is the adjective because it is describing what the noun is. And the article, in English, there are only 3 articles. And when you present this symbol article to your child beforehand, you will mention that. So an article just says whether it's something specific or whether it's something general. So in English, we have the, a, and an are the 3 articles. And so we have now built this sentence, the blue block. Then you can pull something else out and see if your child can put the symbols by themselves. A scary lion. We always want to find the noun first because the noun is the most important word in the sentence. This word, like the adjective, can change, right? And even the article can change, right? This is a scary lion. If there's only one, or if it's a specific one, then we say the scary lion. So there you have it. This is a simple first presentation that you can do with your child to help them understand the order of operations when it comes to sentence structure, and to help them recognize finding that noun as the key part of any sentence. And then eventually when you move on to verbs, then the child will learn that the sentences revolve around nouns and verbs. So you can prepare simply strips of paper like this if your child is able to read, or you can have a box full of objects or picture sentences, like you could just use pictures instead. And of course, on the back, you can have the answer key. I didn't do it here, but you can just as easily do the symbols as well for your child to complete. This is generally something that is taught in grade 1 or 2. If your child is not yet writing, you can just have a tracing pad for them, or honestly, like, I love using a whiteboard. I love using my whiteboard for things. So you can easily use a whiteboard as well. So this is today's grammar presentation. The symbols, remember, are just used as that visual dictionary for kids until eventually they're able to recognize each word on its own and to understand in more complex sentences. And that is all I'm going to do for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and to like this video, and I will catch you next time.